So I got something to tell you guys. Covergirl is killing it. Write it down. Killing it. You wanna know why? Well, let's look at some of their new releases. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Covergirl. Just release upon release upon release. Before I get into all the amazing Covergirl releases, I just want to tell you guys, go follow me on Instagram. It's @recycledstardust. You need to. I'm awesome. I post food, fashion, flat lays, makeup of the day, you name it. It's a great Instagram. It's eclectic. It's a jack of all trades. I'm entertaining. I'm a little bit funny, and I'm definitely encouraging and empowering. So follow me, follow me, follow me. Love you guys. Thank you. I waited to do this video because I didn't know how to go about doing it. You know, you receive a package at your doorstep and it's 40 foundations. It's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do with this? How do I do it? It's like receiving a magic wand, and it's so much power. But you also don't know what to do with it. You're like, oh my god, what do I wish for first? I don't know. So I got this package from Covergirl. Look at this. It's huge. It's huge. Like, it doesn't even fit in the camera. Look at this. I feel like I'm stuck in a pizza box. Oops. It's insane. I can't even hold this. It's so much. Like, with great power comes great responsibility. It's so much. It's too much for a mere mortal. Do you ever sit around wondering, looking at foundation shades online, thinking, I have no idea what shade I am. There's just so many. Or do you have the opposite problem, where you're looking at foundation shades and they're like, darn it, they don't have my shade. I feel like both of those situations happen a lot. And now, today, I'm here to help, hopefully, both of those situations with Covergirl's newest matte made foundation. This package is so heavy, guys. This is the True Blend, the entire matte foundation line. There are 40 foundations in here, and if you don't think 40 foundations are heavy, I feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders right now. So there are literally 40 foundations in here. We're gonna get them all swatched up on my face. Of course, I'm only one shade, and how things look on me might not look on you, but hopefully you will get an idea for the undertones, the overall wear. Hopefully you guys will get a better understanding of how this foundation looks on the skin, the texture, the finish, and hopefully also the undertones, because I feel like you can look at a bottle, but then when it's on the skin, you get a totally different feel for it. So hopefully those of you who have had trouble finding foundation, I'm like a solid medium. So if you're darker than me, well then hopefully you'll get an idea for your foundation if you're darker, and if you're lighter than me, hopefully you'll get an idea of your foundation. So let's start swatching all of these wonderful Covergirl True Blend matte foundations. By the way, I did receive this package complimentary, and all opinions are 100% my own. So as you can see, it was like 40 foundations of just non-stop swatches. It was good. Now Covergirl is clearly throwing some shade at Rihanna, and I'm here for it. Not that I don't like Rihanna. That came out wrong. I love Rihanna. I don't want her shaded in a bad way. But what I mean by they're throwing shade at her, you know what, that's the wrong word. I shouldn't say that. But I'm gonna keep it in the video anyway, so you guys can exactly see where my mind is right now. They're really just showing the makeup world that if Rihanna can do it, if Rihanna could go into Sephora and say, hey ladies, here's 40 foundations, a little bit for the light ones, the dark ones, the medium ones, you know, the fair ones, cool tones, cool undertones, cool undertones, warm undertones, you name it. If you want it, here it is for you. You're welcome. If Rihanna can do it, then why can't Rihanna's new to the makeup scene? Why can't Covergirl, a tried and true drugstore brand that a lot of us grew up with, and to see them finally just release such a huge inclusive collection? It's not shade. Shade was the wrong word, but it's definitely showing the makeup world that it can be done, it should be done, and it's being done. Now, that being said, does 40 cover every single human in the whole world? No, but it's absolutely a great start, and I think that there are a lot of options for every single tone. You've got a whole row of light, you've got a whole row of medium, you've got a whole row of tan, a whole row of dark, where other brands are giving you 4 dark shades or 4 medium and dark shades. You know what I mean? So I love that Covergirl is like bringing it, they're showing it, and these These foundations feel amazing. I'm wearing it on my skin, and I was really concerned because I had to turn off the AC, the air conditioner, to film this video, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna see sweat droplets all over me. I'm gonna look oily. They're gonna think the foundation doesn't work. Look at me. I'm only highlighted on my cheek. I'm not oily. So if this can stand the test of 90-degree New York weather while I'm wearing velvet and in a room with no air conditioning, I really like that they included because we listened. That means that CoverGirl is listening to our concerns. They are listening to what we want. They are listening to what we want in the makeup community, and I think that's beautiful and wonderful. I love you, CoverGirl. Thank you so much for sending these foundations for me, and thank you so much for being inclusive and just being here for us. I'm like, yes, thank you. Also, I just want to let you guys know that they minimize pores. They control shine, they feel comfortable on your skin, it's so lightweight, and they stay put for 12 hours. It feels like I'm not even wearing anything. It feels super lightweight, super easy to wear. Like, I don't, like, in this heat, if it was heavy, I would have been like, girls, it's heavy, don't wear it. No. I'm very honest with you guys. All of the foundation shades have warm, cool, and neutral undertone options, so no matter what your undertone is, you have it. Also, I just want to mention to you guys that these are oil-free. These are transfer resistant, so if you're wearing white in the summer because, you know, you got to get it out before Labor Day, you know, it's not going to transfer to your whites, which I think is great. It's not going to transfer to your whites. Now, I am wearing powder and other products, but let's check. So I just put this on my face, and there's nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. Not transferring. It's pretty awesome. You know, I didn't even know that before I read the little booklet. I didn't know that it didn't transfer to white, but now we know, and we tested it, and that's awesome. They also sent over 4 primers, which I talked about in my tutorial video, but I'm going to briefly discuss right now. So they sent over 4 different primers. One of them is a color neutralizer, which helps to reduce the look of redness. One of them is an illuminator, which helps to illuminate your skin. One of them helps to pore minimize if you have extra large pores and you need a little boost of help. And one is a skin smoother. So you have 4 different options, and in my tutorial video I showed you how you can use these in combination and how exactly they work. So if you want to check out the companion video, which is the tutorial, the CoverGirl tutorial for all the makeup I'm wearing here today, check my info section. There will be a link below. So now on top of the foundations, CoverGirl released 48 shades of their exhibitionist lip. Now they sent it in a huge package, which honestly I had to get out of my house because it was so big. But I transferred all my CoverGirl lipsticks to these trays so that they're easily organized. I swatched these all on my lips. I'm not going to do it live just because it's so intensive and my lips kind of look like lizard lips after I'm done, and it's not a good look for anybody. I don't know how girls do it. I used to do it and I can't. But that being said, I'm still going to share with you swatches of these all on my lips, and we're also going to go through some of my favorites. I'm going to give you some just talking points over what I thought, and the swatches are going to show on the screen here, so let me move over. Okay, the first shades I'm going to show you are the glossy packaged ones, and these are the cream shades. Now I swatched them pretty much how they were in the box, so some of them might be a little bit out of order-ish, just because I swatched them in the order that they were placed in the box. So the first shades I was sent, the first shades I swatched up were these, and so we're going to be looking at a lot of nudes, some corals, some reds. All of the cream shades have this glossy packaging, and that just kind of denotes the fact that they're cream. They're going to look glossy, they're going to look shiny on the lip, they're not going to be matte, demi-matte, nothing. It kind of gives you an ease of finding your lipstick. So if you're like, I want something a little bit shiny today, you can always say, oh, well, there's my packaging, it's shiny, I know that's the kind of lip I want to wear today. And by shiny, like, I'm wearing it now, and it's kind of mattified a little bit, just a little bit, but when you first put it on, it's pretty creamy, and it's very moisturizing, I find. So one thing I love about the CoverGirl lipsticks is there's the preview at the bottom. Now what they actually do is they put actual lipstick in this little compartment. You can't access it or anything unless you like really jimmy it off, but they actually put the lipstick in here so that if you want, you can see exactly what your shade is if you store them upside down, which is what I like to do, because it allows me to see the name, the number. This is another good thing that CoverGirl does. You see the name, the number, so if you're like, I really love number 280, or I really loved Decadent Peach, you know exactly where it is, where to find it, how to reference it. Not that you guys have lipsticks like, you know, say a content creator does, but if you do have a few favorites from CoverGirl and you just want to be able to easily find them in your purse, or you want to be able to reference them to somebody else, like, girl, what are you wearing? I'm wearing 280 Decadent Peach. I don't know. It's just, it's easy to kind of organize. And as someone like me who likes to really organize, it's a plus. So we're gonna look at these swatches in sets of 8 because I feel like this way we can address all the shades. So the first shade that you're gonna see here, right here, is Dolce de Leche. And I have to say that even though this was a cream formula, this one was definitely a little patchy, as was the second shade, Cream. The cream formula tends to be a little bit patchy, and the perfect companion to any of the shades that are streaky are the Exhibitionist lip liners. I found that when I use these lip liners under the cream shades, it pretty much velcroed the lipstick to my lips. It made sure that it lasted a little bit longer, looked less streaky, and didn't have the patchiness and the feathering that you can see is going on here. These are pure lip swatches, meaning that there's no primer, there's no setting. I don't do pretty swatches, I do realistic swatches. So I don't hate this formula. I love how smooth and creamy it is. It really is a cream formula, but if you want it to perform its best, use the lip liner, use a lip primer, and you can get these working very easily. And the great thing about the lip liners is that you can use them to fill in your entire lip. Like I said, it'll velcro the lip product on. It can also help your lips to look more plump because you can do lip contouring. Now, I feel like the darker the cream shades get, the better they perform. Like these two bottom shades here, we have Champagne and we have Caramel Kiss. They definitely applied less streaky, less feathering. By the way, none of these shades bled. The biggest complaint I had with some of these shades was that they stained and some of them feathered, but these two shades worked really well and I absolutely liked them. So the next shade we're looking at now is Honeyed Bloom. This is another creamy nude. This wasn't as streaky as, say, Dolce de Leche or Cream, so thankfully this one was a little bit easier to wear. Sultry Sienna was one of my favorite. Very creamy, smooth application. Then we have the shade Tempting Top, and this one I feel is very unique because it's a cream shade that has a pearlescent pigment to it. It's going to look shiny, it's going to look reflective, it's going to really capture the light in a way that, you know, like a glossy lip just won't do. It has that like pearl, I would say it's a creamy pearl. It's not just a cream. I wish they would have separated some of these shades because you'll see later on that a lot of these shades have that pearl finish to them. So I wish they had a pearl cream category because I feel like these kind of stand out. They're a little bit more special than just being a cream. That is Romance Mauve, and I feel like this shade is perfect for everyday wear. As you can see, there was no issues with this one. The next one is Coffee Crave. You can see that this one is a little bit deeper of a shade. Again, no issues with this one. We have Decadent Peach, which is what I was talking about before. I actually really like this shade, and I just want to show you an example of how the cream shades apply so you get an idea. As you can see, they're buildable. So this is it with one swipe. You can see it's opaque, but I feel like it's more opaque when you build it up. Now when it comes to these next shades here, the ones that are in the red family, for example, Succulent Cherry, Hot, and Seduce Scarlet, these red shades are going to stain. Like I swatched one up to check it out, and like this is not coming off, like it's stained. So this is a good thing and a bad thing. I say it's a good thing because if you want something to last all day, you can put it on, let it sit for a few minutes, blot it off, and there you go. You have a very like just bitten or kind of like a lip stain. Or you can leave it on fully opaque and you'll know that if it starts to fade, at least there's a color it's leaving behind. Me personally, I don't like things that stain my lips because I go through so many lipsticks and, you know, I'm always testing them, and me personally, I just don't like anything that's going to stain my lips. So if you personally don't like something that's going to stain your lips, put the lip liner on underneath it and it should prevent a little bit of that stainage. So as you can see, Succulent Cherry, Hot, and Seduce Scarlet all look very beautiful on the lips, very creamy, no feathering, no streakiness, no bleeding, nothing. The biggest complaint with them is the staining. So now we're going to take a break from the creams. There are more creams, but we're going to take a break real quick, and we're going to go look at the mattes. Sorry I keep looking down, it's just I have so many swatches I'm looking at because I'm using them as a guidance and then I'm filling them in later for you guys. I want to make sure that I'm giving you exactly my thoughts. So we're going to go into the mattes real quick. So I'm going to preface these swatches before I show you them and say that the Demi Matte formula was one of my favorites because it had the least amount of issues. The packaging is a matte black packaging, very similar to the glossy one, except for it has that Demi Matte kind of finish to it, that soft finish, and it still has the preview window on the bottom. There are some pretty unique shades in this collection, some very wearable shades in this collection as well. One of the shades I have the biggest problem with is the one right here, and this is called Yin Yang. And it's a white shade, it's very unconventional, and I'm going to swatch it up for you guys here. And you can see even here, it's a little bit streaky. It was streaky on the lips. My advice to you, and one complaint for CoverGirl, just one, is that I wish they would have had a clear lip liner included in this set that they sent over, because I would have loved to try this shade over a clear lip liner. If you are not into white lipstick, which I know many people wouldn't be, fret not. This is more of a topper shade. You can use this to change the color of existing lipsticks you already have. You can use this to highlight the center of the lip. And my favorite tip to you guys is use this as an eyeshadow base to really make shadows pop. Don't be afraid to experiment with a white lipstick. Just because it says lipstick does not mean you have to use it as a lipstick. And if you do, use it with a darker lipstick. Use it like with a dark red, if you have a pink. Use it with a darker brown, if you have a peach. You can really get creative, and I think that it really speaks to the new direction that CoverGirl is going in. I am what I make up. So what can you make up? What can you do that's creative? How can you change your look using just a lipstick? So for example, I'm wearing nude right here. If I tap on the white, and then I blend it out, it highlights my lips, makes my lips look fuller without having to put a gloss on. Very easy to change your lip look using just a simple, white lipstick. You don't have to think of it so literally, which I think is really fun and unique and creative. And I applaud CoverGirl even if I don't like its application by itself. So the next shade we're going to be looking at is Streaker. This is a beautiful nude, really nice for every day. It's kind of got like that pinkiness to it, very girly, no issues at all. Then we have Trending, which is a little bit more brown, a little bit warmer, again, no issues. We have Just Saying, which is kind of like a hot pink. Really love this one for summer, good for pairing on a bolder day. Then we have Worthy, which is a red shade. This is going to stay in the lips, so did Just Saying. Both of these shades stay in the lips. Now we get to the really fun shades because I love me some boldness. We have Infamous, which is like a Bordeaux wine, like a beautiful, beautiful shade. My only complaint is that in the center of the lip, it got very streaky during application. Again, put a little bit of lip liner on with this and you're fine. This one did stain the lips. It was a little streaky, a little hard to apply. Then we have Bestie Boo. I love this one. This one was a little bit feathery, but again, little lip liner. I really would suggest a clear one. This way you don't mess with the color. I love the periwinkle shade of this. It's very unique, and this is another shade that if you are scared to dive into the pool of the uniquer shades, you can always combine this with some of your existing lipsticks to really change the color, get creative. Use this on the eye, use this as a base. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I love the creativity of it. I personally like the shade. I think it's a very fun, funky, fresh shade. I just like it. It's different and I like it. This is not something we usually see in the drugstore, and I appreciate it for that. Then we have the shade Feelings, which is a really nice purple. This is a purple that we've seen blow up a few years ago, and I'm glad to see it's back. Thank you, CoverGirl, for bringing it back. As you can see, there's no real issues. A little bit of fading in the middle. Again, a little bit of a lip liner, and you're good to go with that. Then we have Peacock, which I suggest everybody pick up for fall because blue always makes a resurgence for fall. And to get a demi-matte blue lipstick that's going to really apply creamy, it's not going to tug at your lips, and it has minimal flaws, this is a shade you're going to want to have in your collection. Even if you don't usually go for bold, this is a shade you should try. And I mean, if you've always contemplated, if you've always had it in the back of your mind that you wanted to try a blue, but you were afraid to try one of the more expensive brands because you don't want to break the bank on a shade you might not wear often, listen, it's like $6. You can try blue now. So I think that that's awesome. So now we're going to go into the metallic shades, and the metallic shades also feature a unique packaging. We have a silver packaging to denote that these are metallic shades. What makes these different than pearlescent shades is that they are very much like really packed with that pearlescent pigment. These are absolutely not going to look like they're not like a cream that kind of has a shine. This is like, nope, this is metallic, this is shiny, this is frosty. The best way to describe it is frosty. These are frosty. This is the 90s returning to our lips. Are we happy about it? Are we sad about it? Leave me some comments below. I want to know what you guys think about the frosty lip trend. But let's go through the colors so we can see what CoverGirl is offering on this retake, this revival of the 90s lip. So the first shade we have is Razzle Dazzle. This is a white sheer lipstick. Honestly, I think that because it's in the white family, this would be perfect for layering on. I think this would be a great lip topper. If you've never used a lip topper, it's basically something that you put on top of another lipstick to change the formula. So for example, if you have a really nice matte lipstick that you want to add a little bit of frost to it, want to change it, want to make it look a little bit more highlighted, you can highlight the center of the lip, razzle dazzle for you on its own. It's going to make your lips, it's going to show the pigment of your lip through, but it's going to add a little bit of that shine as you see here. Then we have the beautiful silver lipstick, which is called Flushed. I don't know if any of you guys remember the Star Wars collection. This one really reminded me of the Star Wars shade if you guys had it, but I feel like this is just a little bit more pigmented. It's not as sheer as the Star Wars shade, if you guys can recall back to that. Then we have the shade Call Me. I really liked this shade. It was girly. It wasn't too frosty on my lips. I feel like it really complemented. I feel like some skin tones might not look too good on, but a lot of skin tones it will. And I think that this is one of those shades that you might have to give it a try, or maybe try a few of them to find which frosty shade works on you. But for me, this had no issues whatsoever. I absolutely loved it. The next one is Love Me Later. Again, love this shade. Very easy to apply, creamy. There was no grainy texture, and it didn't stain. It was like the A+ formula. Then there was Can't Stop. Again, another gray one. This is perfect for every day because it's kind of a nude. It's like a nude frost. So if you want to try frost and you work in an office, or you're just not ready to go pink frost, you're not ready to dive back into the 90s, this is a good option. So is Ready or Not. Has a little bit of a red tint to it. It's kind of like a Dorothy slipper. Kind of liked that. Then we have Getaway. I loved that we're bringing back that brown plum shade with the frost. I wore a lot of that when I was in high school. Again, not telling you when because that'll give away my age, but I loved the way this applied. I'm pretty sure that I wore a shade like this from Covergirl in high school. So really, really amazing to see these shades come back. Then we have Rendezvous. It's a very similar shade to Getaway, except for it has a little bit less of that metallic element and it has more of a deep brown berry tone to it, like a wine tone. Stop the Press was a unique purple shade that we don't often see, and I feel like this would be perfect for layering. Very easy to use, very easy to apply, and it had that micro shimmer in it, which makes it a really pretty companion to other lip shades or worn on its own. The next shade was unfortunately the worst of them for me, and this shade is called Steel. This is a purple shade that when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this shade, and then I applied it to my lips and you can see it's completely streaky. It's very, very unfortunate. So I'm gonna apply it to my hand here, and hopefully you can see the streakiness that's going on, or just the overall sheerness. And it's like the more that I try to layer it on, the streakier it gets. And you can't really, I don't think you can really see here how streaky it was, but you can definitely see here in the lip swatch how streaky it was. And my lips were a little bit stained from all the swatches I was doing, and I think that kind of complemented the shade, so I would definitely wear this over like a red liner or a red lipstick. But it's on its own, it just feathered too much and it gave me too many issues, unfortunately, even though I loved the shade. Then we have Deeper, which is a really beautiful blue metallic shade. Not as many issues as Steel, but still you can see it was a little bit, it didn't really give me the coverage that I wanted, like in the center, and there's a few baldness on the sides, just because when you apply it, you get a little bit of that sheerness in certain areas. This would be great paired over Peacock, honestly, or even put over black for kind of like a matrixy look. Then we have a shocking, the shade Don't Tell shocked me. I was afraid with all the other shades, the way they were performing, that Don't Tell was going to be a streaky metallic black, and it wasn't. Look at how beautiful this applied. It's got that subtle like highlight right in the middle. It looks like I'm wearing a gloss. It looks like the light is hitting my lips perfectly. Like it looks like I'm wearing a white lipstick in the center. But no, this just reflects light so well. And if you are a black lipstick fan, or again, you want to transform other lipsticks in your collection, Don't Tell is a must-have. So we're going to go back into the creams, and the first shade we're going to look at is Euphoria. Euphoria is a beautiful berry tone. I really liked how smooth and creamy this one applied. It did stain the lips, but I thought it looked really beautiful while I was wearing it, and I liked that it didn't have any of the flaws that the other shades have. The next shade is called Spellbound, and this is a beautiful warmer pink. So if you liked the brightness of just saying, this kind of takes it back a little bit, and it's a great way to incorporate pinks into your fall looks. Again, very creamy and stained slightly. Now we get into a very mauve section of these shades. We have Tantalize and Delicious. Both of these shades are very mauvey, but I feel like if you don't have the shade Delicious in your collection, it's a very unique shade. It's kind of like a pinky purple, but it's mauve and it's muted. It's a great way to incorporate, if you love girly shades, it's a great way to take those girly shades into fall. So then we have the shade Enchantress Blush, which is a soft pink shade. We have Ver Violet, which is a creamy shade with a little bit of the metallic hint. We have Coquette Orchard. I'm just so bad with languages. And this one again, creamy, beautiful, easy to apply. And then we have Yummy Pink, which is a bright, girly pop of pink. Okay, so now we're in the final round, and we're going to be starting this round of shades off with Sweetheart Blush. This is like the most 80s, the quintessential 80s, 90s shade of the bunch. And this was a very, very light, soft, metallic. This was definitely a metallic shade. I'm not sure why it was listed as a cream. It was very metallic. And it had that pearlescent shine. It was just not even pearlescent, it was metallic. I just didn't have that micro shimmer that the actual metallic shades had in it. Again, CoverGirl, make this its own line. Make your own, call it Frosty. The reason I think that CoverGirl didn't label it as Frosty is because Frosty still has that negative connotation. People think Frosty and they still stay away from it. But you know what? The 90s are coming back. Just label it Frosty. People will buy it. It's a beautiful shade. Then we have the shade Darling Kiss, again very smooth, very creamy. Even for a lighter shade it worked really well. Then we have Temptress Rose, really pretty coral shade, perfect for summer. Then we have Ravishing Rose, which again has a little bit of the metallic shine. We have Delight Blush, and we round it out with Bombshell Pink, which is another one of those middle ground pinks that are hot pink but still good for fall. So that is all 48 shades for the Exhibitionist Lip. And now let's move over, let's end this video with the final release that I have from CoverGirl, and that is their new mascara and primer. So they sent over this lovely box to me, and it has a tropical little opening. I did take the mascaras out, but I want to read you guys what it says inside so you know a little bit more about the mascara. So we have the Lash Blast mascara in the green tube, the teal tube, and this is Flourish by Lash Blast. This has luscious ingredients like papaya, avocado, and coconut oils. And if you didn't know this, moisturizing your lashes is super important because it helps your lashes to grow longer, just like the hair on your head. You want to keep your eyelashes moisturized so that they're growing longer, they're growing thicker, and they're just as healthy as they can be. If they're dry and falling out, they're not going to look that good. Now, if you do have short lashes, like me, or you want vavoom lashes, because who doesn't, you have Lash Blast Amplify Primer in the white tube. And this is a conditioning formula with argan oil, jojoba oil, and coconut oil. Now, I'm a falsies girl, like forever. So I put this on today on my lower lash lines, and I saw definitely a definite improvement in just the way my lashes look. But because I want to be fair to you guys and I want to show you exactly what this looks like on the eye, this is what it looks like when I'm not wearing lashes. This is the before and this is the after. So you can see that there was a notable difference between with and without. There's a notable difference between how my lashes normally look and how they looked with this duo. You can also see here, this is what my lashes look like with the primer. So it is a little bit different when you use the primer. Basically, a primer works like basically any primer does. It's going to help your whatever product you put on top of it to really stay, and it's going to help it to last longer. So when you put your primer on, it's going to make your lashes thicker, it's going to make your lashes longer, and it's going to make your lashes just look a little bit better. And so when you put on your mascara, you already have just a base there, and instead of building spider webs or spider legs on your eyes, you're actually going over the thickness you put on. So I feel like it works well together, these two products. Now I want to talk about the wands with you because I feel like any review needs a talk about the wands. The primer wand is rather thick and it's really going to coat evenly all the lashes. I like to apply this in a wiggling motion upwards because I feel like it really helps to coat every lash, and I really like to start at the base and then build slightly with a wiggling motion to kind of get those tips looking as long as possible. Now when it comes to the Flourish by Lash Blast mascara, the actual mascara, it's a much thinner wand, and it's one of those plastic wands versus a metallic wand. I have to be honest with you guys, I prefer a metallic wand, but I like that the actual mascara wand was smaller, because if you're like me and you have smaller lashes, you want to really be able to coat all of them, and sometimes a bigger mascara wand kind of gets everything everywhere. The primer, it's fine, but I feel like with the mascara it needs to be a little bit smaller to really get everything evenly. So I like that they were mindful and they were like, okay, we're not going to put this huge wand on the actual mascara product. And I did feel like my lashes were moisturized. I did feel that my lashes weren't as dry. I did wear it for like 3 days in a row, and when I rubbed my eyes, instead of having lashes actually fall out, nothing was falling out, and it felt very soft. So kind of like when you condition your hair, now you can condition your brows and give them a reason to grow longer. So guys, I know that that was a lot, but I really wanted to cover all of the new releases from CoverGirl in one video so you can get a feel for what you're going to be seeing in the drugstore, what you may already be seeing in the drugstore, just to give you a better idea of what you may or may not want to purchase. So guys, if you liked my look that I did today, this is a complete CoverGirl look, and if you'd like to see the companion video, please head over. There's a link in the info section below. By the way, guys, if you've watched this far, which hopefully you did, I have a little surprise for you guys. If you could leave me a comment below, let me know what your favorite CoverGirl product is, and let me know what foundation shade you think you are, and I'm going to be having a giveaway, and 1 or 2, I don't know yet, depending on how many people comment, will win a shade, their shade from the CoverGirl True Matte. Hopefully you guys have watched this whole video. I want to reward those that stick with me. So the rules are simple. Just leave me a comment here, let me know what shade you are, and also go to my companion video and leave me a comment there. And make sure you let me know what your favorite CoverGirl product is, what shade you think you are in the CoverGirl foundation. So guys, of all the new releases, whether it's the Exhibitionist Lip or the Flourish Mascara or the True Matte foundation, which product are you most excited about? The lip expansion, the foundation expansion, or the new primer and mascara? Let me know as well. I love hearing from you guys. If you aren't already, please be sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and comment. If you aren't already, please head over to Instagram at Recycled Stardust. Give me a follow. I'm always posting food, fashion, flat lays. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, and all of my makeup looks are posted there. So this is gonna be there with my little makeup recipe underneath that gives you a detailed step-by-step ingredient list of all the products I used for that specific look. And by the way, hint hint, this is all CoverGirl, so head over there, check it out, and as always guys, thank you so much for watching.